Question number 6. First part, it's given limit x tends to a, 10x minus 10a upon sin x minus sin a. So let x is equal to a plus h. So when x tends to a, if x tends to what? A, so a is equal to what? A plus h. So a minus a is equal to what? H. So h tends to 0. So when x tends to a, h tends to 0. So I can change the limit x tends to a, I can write what? H tends to 0. Now 10x is what? 10a plus h. 10a plus h, I am writing what? Sin a plus h upon cos a plus h minus 10a. 10a I am writing sin a upon cos a upon sin x is what? Sin. At the place of x I am writing a plus h minus sin a. Is it clear? Now limit h tends to 0. Cos a plus h into cos a. This is the LCM. So you will get what? Sin a plus h into cos a minus sin a into cos a plus h. Now I know if it is a upon b upon c, I can write what? A upon b into c. So this I am writing with this sin a plus h minus c. A upon b into c. Sin a plus h minus sin a. Is it clear? Till here? Now you see, limit h tends to 0, sin of sin a. Let's say this a plus h is what? A, and this a is what? B. So sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. Formula is what? Sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. That is the formula of sin a minus b. So I can write sin a is what? A plus h minus b is what? A. So a and minus a cancelled. So you will get what? Sin h. Up you will get what? Sin h. Down is what? Cos a plus h into. Now you know the formula sin a minus sin b. That is what? Sin a minus b. Formula of sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. I can write sin a minus b. Now here it is what? Let's say this a plus h is a and this a is what? B. So sin a minus sin b. That is formula is 2 cos a plus b by 2 sin a minus b by 2. So 2 cos a plus h plus a by 2 sin a plus h minus a by 2. Formula is 2 cos a plus b by 2 sin a minus b by 2. So sin h upon limit h tends to 0, sin h upon cos a plus h, 2 cos 2a plus h by 2. 2a plus h by 2. So I can write what? 2a by 2 plus h by 2. 2 cancel. So a plus h by 2 sin a and minus a cancel h by 2. Is it clear till here? Now limit h tends to 0 fx upon gx I can write. So sin h, but I know the formula. Let limit x tends to 0, sin x by x is equal to what? 1. So I have to make sin h upon h. So I am writing upon h down. So I am multiplying with h. Is it clear till here? Cos a plus h into 2 cos a plus h by 2. Limit h tends to 0. I am writing down also limit h tends to 0. Cos a plus h into 2 cos a plus h by 2. And separate limit I am writing for this sin h by 2. Limit h tends to 0. Sin h by 2. But I know the formula that limit h tends to 0. Sin h by h or limit x tends to 0. Sin x by x is only 1. So here it is h by 2. So down also I need what? H by 2. Down I am writing h by 2. So I am multiplying with h by 2. Till here it is okay. Now you can see this what? Limit h tends to 0. Sin h by h is what? 1 into h I am writing. Limit h tends to 0. Cos a plus h into 2 cos a plus h by 2. So you will get what? Cos a plus 0. That is cos a into 2 cos a plus 0 by 2. So 2 cos a. So cos a into 2 cos a into limit h tends to 0. Sin x by x is equal to 1. So h tends to 0, then h by 2 also tends to 0, or h tends to 0 also if you write, then also it is true. Sin h by 2, that is what? 1 into h by 2 is there. So now you see this 2 and this 2 is gone. Now this h and this h is gone. So you will left with cos a and cos a, that is 1 upon cos cube a, that is what? Sec cube a. This is the answer. Thank you. Now second part we have to do. Question number 6, the second part I will do in this. Question number 6, second part you can see. question number 6. Here answer is correct. Thank you. Fine. Now, second part, limit extends to a cos x minus cos a upon cot x minus cot a. This is our question. So I have to start from let x is equal to a plus h. When x tends to a, h tends to 0. So I will change the limit. Limit h tends to 0. Cos x minus cos a. So I will write what first? Cos x, I will write a plus h minus cos a upon cot x minus cot a. So cot, at the place of x I will write a plus h minus cot of a. So you will get limit h tends to 0 cos a plus h minus cos a. That is what? Cos a minus cos b. Formula is what? Cos a minus cos b. Formula is 2 minus 2 sin a plus b by 2 cos a minus b by 2. Minus 2 sin a plus b by 2 sin a minus b by 2. Minus 2 sin a plus b by 2 sin a minus b by 2. This is the formula cos a minus cos b. You can write minus 2 sin a plus b by 2 sin a minus b by 2. So I will write here minus 2 sin. Our capital A is what? A plus h, and small a is what? B. So minus 2 sin a plus b by 2. So a plus h plus a by 2 sin a minus b. So a plus h minus a by 2. A minus a plus a cancel upon cot a plus h minus cot a. So this cot a plus h I am writing what? Cos a plus h upon sin a plus h minus cos a upon sin a. Is it clear? Now you can see limit h tends to 0. Minus 2 sin, I will write minus 2 sin 2a plus h by 2. So 2a by 2, that is what? A plus h by 2 sin h by 2 upon. This is what? Sin a plus h. Sin a plus h into sin a is the LCM. So you will get here what? Sin a cos a plus h minus cos a sin a plus h. Is it clear till here? No problem. So you will get here limit h tends to 0. Sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. Sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. What is the formula? Sin a minus b. Here I will write what? Minus 2 sin a plus h by 2 sin h by 2 into this. It is like what? A upon b upon c. What will write? A into c upon b. So this sin a plus h into sin a I am writing here. Sin a plus h into sin a I am writing up upon sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. So you will get what? Sin a minus b. This is the formula of sin a minus b. So sin a is what? Small a minus b is what? A plus h. Sin a minus a plus h. Is it clear till here? No problem. Now limit h tends to 0. Minus 2 sin a plus h by 2 sin h by 2 into sin a plus h into sin a upon sin of a minus plus, that is minus h. A minus a cancel. Is it clear till here? Limit h tends to 0. Minus 2 sin a plus h by 2 minus 2 sin a plus h by 2 sin h by 2 into sin a plus h into sin a upon sin of minus h. Till here? No problem. can write limit h tends to 0. Separate limits I can put for this. Sine of minus h is what? Minus sine h. I will write down. First I will write one more step. Minus 2 sine a plus h by 2 sine h by 2 into sine a plus h into sine a upon sine of minus theta, that is what? Minus sine h. Minus minus cancel. Now here it is what? Sine h. Here it is what? Sine h by 2. And here it is what? Sine a plus h. So what will I do? I will write separate limits for that. Limit h tends to 0. Here it is what? 2 sine a plus h by 2 into limit h tends to 0. Here it is what? Sine h by 2. So I have to write what? H upon 2 into h upon 2 into limit h tends to 0. Sine a plus h into sine a upon limit h tends to 0. Sine h upon h into h. Because I know limit x tends to 0, sine x upon x, that is 1. So here it is sine h only, so I am writing upon h and multiplying with h. Here 2 sine a plus h by 2 sine h by 2. I am writing separate limit for limit h tends to 0, sine h by 2 upon h by 2. This is what? Sine h by 2, I need what? H by 2, because sine x upon x is equal to 1. Limit x tends to 0, sine x by x is equal to 1. So if I am dividing by what? H by 2, I am multiplying with h by 2. Till here it's clear. Now you can see what will you get here. I will write here. Now you can see 2 sine, I am putting limits, 2 sine a plus h by 2. So a plus 0 by 2, that is a only, 2 sine a into limit h tends to 0, sine h by 2 upon h by 2. That is what? H tends to 0 means h by 2 also tends to 0. So this part is what? 1 into h by 2. So 1 into h by 2 into limit h tends to 0, sine a plus h. So sine a plus 0, so sine a into sine a. So sine square a upon limit h tends to 0, sine h upon h, that is what? 1 into h, that is what? H. Till here, no problem. Now you can see this 2 sine a into 1 into h into sine square a. What can I write? 2h sine a into sine square a, that is what? Sine cube a upon 2 upon h. This is what? Same. A upon b upon c. So what will I write? A upon b into c. Is it clear? So I will write upon 2h. 2 sine a into 1 into h into sine square a. That is what? 2h sine cube a upon 2h. So 2h cancels. So answer is what? Sine cube a is the answer. Is it clear? Sine cube a is the answer. Thank you.